Kwa sasa tulikuwa kwa amani, hatuwezi tukapata hiyo info kwamba kuna
hawafanye fujo tena.
Hawafanye fujo.
Very good. Yes, good. Asante.
Iso tambako rapicho tu aje. Ingon kara moja tesi wena tangan jinjin. Ingon takala Amudat tesi wena tangan jinjin echoni.
And I thank God for making me somehow connected with that miracle.
Oyokina terora sara nyoke anan alikuwa anakonga nyosuyi tangan jinjin echoni.
Before I talk about the contribution of the NRM in general,
Kitama ngalanan ngaljoke NRM ambalapai.
I want to inform Ugandans, because most of you are young, you don't know.
Omakana mwachine akwa pipa Uganda cho chikwa picho mingech.
That we used to have a lot of bad planning for elections.
Laki Yoweri osis chomenda pa karamnya atotine ke tomo siswakola.
Before the coming into power of the NRM, there were no permanent constituencies.
Kutama kungenera member ital kimaminye tukutele constituency tin choki mito.
The constituencies never coincided with administrative boundaries.
Ambolo constituency tin choki mito kikima na manyekei ngawal na mite no kinto tanyoba paital.
In the election of 1962, 1980, they would just make ad hoc constituencies.
Ombakula nyopa 1962 ngo nyopa 1982 kikupeta pakileke kulisi omba constituency ata walomele mutate.
They would just get a sub-county from this county, take it there, maneuvering, doing what they call gerrymandering. That is to organize people. If they knew UPC was not strong here, they would bring a part where UPC was to suppress the local vote.
Kima minye walota tate waloki propi kuren. Kiro sakilo siswechonila ona walole nda chimi picho chang. Atolabake bupich aketa toni atolabake mwala kake kulamba toni.
So in 1989,
amba mwaka 80 ngoja le 9
wanted to expand the NRC.
Kikmaka ike yetitonyile NRC.
And I insisted that a constituency must be equal to a county.
Amngan le atojina tekele nyoni kumchinote kitongotia wale constituency tin ngo county tin.
So at that time there were 149 counties in the whole of Uganda.
Amba toni kimito county tin na chole pakalakonga gotamanu tangwan go chole mungangwan.
And something called Upe was one of them.
Mo nyindele kimia konga masapu choni nyokukura la Upe county.
But it had a population of only 20,000.
Wala kitinge topi chole nyongon tamanu tadengle.
Some of the counties in the south, like Bukoto,
Mitena wala kachoki mi kumborata
had 360,000 people.
kitinge topi chole pakalakonga ngo tamanu mungo akonga ngo chole samak.
But we said no. I insisted that no, for now, let's start with the counties.
Amngal memukonye kelet lenye ketora kenyala county tin.
So that's how Upe became a constituency.
Ngani yenyu kekewa county ni pa Upe keleke constituency.
And I'm sure the old people here would know. I don't know where it was in the 1980 elections. Where was it?
Mukok mipi wala kaya cho muka kungitela ambotele kanyi 1980 kimiona korani le Upe.
I don't think it was independent.
Mola toni kitamanye kisikiti akachane.
But the population was 20,000.
Wala kilecha ne pichole nyongon tamanu tadeng.
Then when it came to the issue of districts,
Atotina kitomangala district in.
The population was still small. But I said, no, these people are Pokot. Their language is different from Akarmajong. Let them have their small district and talk their Pokot there. And that's how I also made their beams. Because they are low, they don't speak Karamojong. So when I come here today and see that the population of Amudat now is 203,000. I say that this is a miracle. And this is how we come now to, since you support NRM, if anybody asks you, why are you supporting NRM? Answer him as follows. Tell him or her that in the manifesto of the NRM for 2026-2031, there are 7 contributions NRM has made to Uganda in the last 40 years. Manifesto nyoba NRM nyoba 2021-2026 atatokiro mbakanyishole tamanutangwan kikwi NRM ngaljochang 2026-2031 2026-2031. There are 7 contributions Uganda has made, NRM has made to Uganda in the last 40 years. Mite nongala chole mungo oden choki kwi chaman pe NRM kwichi Uganda mbakanyishwejileta mantangwan. The first one is what you have talked about, all of you, what they call in Akaramajong Ekivir. Nyobatal Kungala Kalia. How do you call it here? Kalia. Kalia. Yes. So number 1 is Kalia. Nyobatal Kalia. I heard the young chairman telling you how I was fighting with your people. Kalama kwa chairperson tanyonyi penarem wer mningawe yi wonnagamwa unda wala kipari itaipa ngo pitch. When you are determined to commit suicide, atina kimichi nyakimaka kuketa kai by staying with the gun. Ambolo kyomuno kitiole. I said no, I cannot allow my people to commit suicide. Amma nyula magamanye kuketka chichoni. Because you are finishing one another. And some people say, no, Karamoji is different. You can't remove guns in Karamoja unless you remove them from the Pokot of Kenya, unless you remove them from the Turkana, unless you remove the guns from the Topoth of Sudan, unless you remove them from the reindeer of Ethiopia, unless you remove them from the Somalis. I said I'm not here to disarm Africa. I am here to disarm my people. Nenda kimwa anapila memukenye president techanga pipa Karamoja Kitiolin takatakala tokachanga pipa Kenya Kitiolin kechanga chapa Sudan kechanga chapa Somalia kechanga chapa Toposa kechanga chapa Samaltin ngo koroswe wala chochang wala kwe mwata chanele melo nguna chengo Kitiolin koropi chotu wanyile East Africa wala mbita chengene Kitiolin pika chanji pa Uganda. And they were saying that when the Karamojong stay with the guns and the Turkana stay with the guns, they balance terror, they kill each other, so they stabilize by killing each other. Kimwa ya sisoni pichla atina ke pusinyi pakot kitupiyango Kitiolin kwa akitinge teterkana chikwa Kitiolin pima kai pichoni omba wesha nyole nyingwa akumuka ikumbangai ngo Kitiolin kwa akumiki yetekele nyoni. But then the question was, then why have a government? If that is the case, why have a government?
Nenda tebele atotina lata nyona nyo. Katagalaka ache nyoba sojne.
If the people are going to balance terror with terror from Turkana to Karamajong to Pokot, then what is the purpose of having the government of Kenya, government of Uganda? Why don't they go away?
Angoja apichaile katagalaki isha nyoba soj nyoba Uganda ne anda soj nyoba Kenya ne. Atotina kakamwala kepisina chichile mwana inji kupimka ya wesha. Atokita gitioli nmori kwa.
And this was the first argument. Because in West Nile, there is always war in Congo, always war in South Sudan. But in West Nile, there is peace.
West Nile, mitena pariot wale Congo, go kareren waloni walo kitingeti people West Nile kaliangwa.
And in Kasese Bundubujo, there is always chaos in Congo.
Atombo kumbe kasese mite no sis pariota kumbe Congo walo kitingeto pikaliangwa.
So that's when I insisted that you bring the guns, I will protect you.
Aleta na mwachu pichile kichengo pipa karamojang anda pipa karamoja kichengo kitioli.
Against the Pokot of Kenya, against the Turkana of Kenya, against the Topotha.
Chengo pipa pakot china miku pariot ngo pipa Topotha anda Turkana chipa Kenya.
Now, I was allowing the Turkana to come and graze cows in Karamoja.
Kinkitianyu la paile kwanai Turkana chopa Kenya kuyogi yiki kwa kumba Uganda.
But they killed my 3 people, my surveyor and somebody.
Mwalo mbosi swechoni otukipka Turkana kuyaki kwa kumba Uganda. Mipi choki pi matoi tukun choki yonso chopa Uganda. Wala kupar Turkana chini chane.
I banned them never to come back to Uganda.
Kupara tola bagmilisha kuya korengwa.
Have the Turkanas come back?
Kitu kumilisha Turkana nya?
3rd division. Waturkana wamesha rudi hapa.
Mike tepala kimilisha Turkana ngat Uganda chaki kwana kuyogi yiki yake kwa.
3rd division iko wapi? Hawa wafanya fujo wamerudi hapa.
Your Excellency, here we have a problem of 2 types. Tuko na wachungaji wa huku ambao wanajiita Waturkana, lakini sasa kutofautisha at times zinakuanga ngumu wakati hakuna vita.
They must compensate the lives of my people who are killed.
Mwa president wetarale tekemi anda tomitawa ke pipa Turkana pika chacha le samak chaki parchane ombo kumba marata.
I told President Ruto that if these criminals don't have money, the Kenya government must pay.
Kwa mwajan President Ruto le atome mukanya Turkana le pitch kwa kupika chana na kuikisa ngo pika chana chaki parchane kumaka ikwi so nyopa Kenya kisembe pichoni.
Because you know the Banyankole believe a little bit in the law of Moses.
Ambolo monyi ndele pichile nyangolen riba kirurut pa Musa kite.
An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth.
Nyaki mwoi kirurut pa Musa le atora pa kenyichi lalap kane iwa irapak lalap kenyi nangane.
If you kill a member of our clan, we must also pay revenge.
Atotina ka unyichi nyoga kwa matonini ichina nyende.
If you don't want revenge, you come and we have peace. We call it Okaraba, to have a blood settlement.
Atotina mecha menye kwa pika changu kai kisango pika kwa ingunyunyinde tekengalane na walokimu kaike unda kisanjona.
So the Kenya government will pay for the families who, I will perform a ceremony in Moroto here with Mr. Ruto after the election. We don't have time now, but we'll come and perform a ceremony.
My president le atilike mucha siasa nete go kula nete lasema ngunan go president Ruto nyipe Kenya akeacha ishononi anda ichononi pawa kuno anda yatakisen amba marata.
For the Kenya government to pay the lives of our officers who died.
Tamanyel nyo kumusod nyoba Kenya kuikisa mbabichina kikitu.
And for the elders to cleanse the blood of the people who died.
Atakumunyo pa ichapa korononi kutlil kisanjina kikamalta amba koronini.
And the bishops and the sheikhs will also come in and contribute.
Kumunyo asisana netikal askofun chile bishop tin go sheikh katikal kisogchi akuyel ngale choni lapai.
So therefore I could not accept this impunity of criminality.
Mwala kimocha manye gaitiona kungukulut aripa gaitiona kamite notal.
So now we have career. You say career?
Yes. Mia nyukalia kikesikalia ye.
We have career now.
Kitingeti kalia asete.
Now after career, that's a contribution by the NRM.
Otina ke mucha kalia nyina kesinga so nyoba NRM.
Not only in Karamoja.
Melo ba Karamoja ungit.
In northern Uganda, border with Sudan.
Omba wal nale border Uganda nyina rika kengo Sudan.
In the West Nile.
Omba wale West Nile.
In the Rwenzori Mountains.
Omba Rwenzori.
In Kisoro with the Congo.
Ngo wale Kisoro wal narika kengo Congo.
There is peace everywhere.
Mite no kalia koro swecho ni lapai.
That's contribution number one.
Nyoni kuisha nyokaram nyoba chama NRM go paita itani.
The second one
Nyobodeng
is what they call in Akaramojong Actopol Aquap.
Kenya kukurai le
Nini maendeleo?
ke chikor ngalakiletat.
How do you say it?
Ngalakiletat.
Ngara
Kiletat.
Ngara ki
letat.
Letat.
Yes, ngalakiletat.
Now that one is ngalakiletat.
Ngalakiletat.
Maendeleo. Maendeleo.
Ngalakiletat choni.
In English we say development.
Moi ke chambatakiletat kile.
Now this development has two parts.
Moi nyindele tingeti kiletata woptin jolio den.
There is economic infrastructure.
Mitena ngala tekshewu choporu ngala kiletat.
Translate infrastructure as a foundation for economy.
Mwale wala kitortoy kinyoripit wala namtoy ngala kiletat.
Now here you have the roads.
Aya mwanyindele nyoporu nyoni kubarabaren.
You have the electricity.
Otingete kwa ngala stimen.
You have the water for drinking and for production.
Otingete kwa paucho yei ngo chobe pareni kwa.
You have the telephones. The telephones.
Otingete kwa simun.
Then you have the railway. The railway, Garmoshi.
Kle kariamos ngo nyamatam nyegenyoruna.
That is economic infrastructure.
Choni yanyo ketekat nyoporu ngala kileta tambakor.
So here in Karamoja we can check.
Amba Karamoja kimuka keswena.
How far have we gone?
Leki kepecha ta nyotia.
The electricity is now there.
Mbolo amba Karamoja mite no stima.
The telephones are there.
Mite no simuna.
The road has arrived in Nakapiripirit and it is coming here next. We are going to tarmac this road here.
Ki kutomengala barabara nyopa lam Nakapiripirit agmik mo president le kichololte uno kutomo Amudat tekel.
With water, which is very important for Karamoja, I was looking here.
Mite na pau choki ke betekal gora karamoja.
This is all a fight about Amudat, this one here.
Mo anyinde le palaltine jona samanai mongle pa Amudat nyama pa Amudat.
But I could see that the borehole water is still very low in Amudat.
Amba walne samandani de ngala Amudat kirate palali anambotina kaswa nyinde le tikangare chumoi chomi gora Amudat.
It is only 18%.
Kemwala mba pakala konga kemwala tamango mud nga konga mba pakala konga kupor le mito la sin ngala pa chumoi mba Amudat.
The Minister of Karamaja must find out what is the problem.
Maka yani buchina yonchini pa amba Karamoja kisaula nanyi nile kambalelia.
Because in the other districts like Abim, Karenga, Kabong, much higher.
Amba lo toiro sanya Abim, miro sanya Karenga, mite na parak amba ngala chumoi chopa pa joye beach.
That is on the borehole water.
Paraku pa chumoi chona.
But on the other water,
walomba pa walaka,
there is some work.
Mite na ngala damtin.
There is one solar powered irrigation system completed at Katotin.
Mite na dam nyoki kapal walaglenda Katotin.
And you can see the Pokota moving. You can see that house there. There is solar power there.
Money de la suya ni la mi pakot ku otoy ambolo woni mite na chana ye ku woni nyor chini pa chini.
So we have power from Jinja, but also people are beginning to know that we can use the solar power. Here, you can see there.
Pa ya cha mite no Jinja akwa toke pa Jinja kimu ko ke pa ishe pa ya cha etakal ku ngarake pa ba koronete wala na matam ye ku ngiti beach.
But now there is irrigation at Katotin, powered by solar.
Walomba ye kiketa wale Katotin pa chopa solen.
There are 12 very tanks constructed.
Mite no chontile tangi tin jota ka pa china geketech.
And 2 wind-powered obstruction systems installed. I don't know what that's wind-powered. Yes, this is wind-power.
Mite na takal nyakle na green power cholio den chana kiketa wani.
There is construction of Kosike Valley Dam.
Mite na tekata nyapa dam nyamite na Kosike.
2.7 billion liters.
Million din jole pakala den go jole mun go den.
This was completed this year.
Kiki wanyoni kanyinete.
Then there is Kichom Valley Dam.
Mite na nyakle na Kaichom Valley Dam.
Kaichom, yes, with a capacity of 1.8 billion.
Tingeto million akonga go jole mun go samak.
There is one large valley tank solar powered irrigation system under somewhere they don't mention.
Mite nanga ngat nyama mwa unyechile korenyi ni mito.
Now what is also planned is Lowoyakur Dam.
Which name is that?
Lowoyakur.
Mi nyoklenda Lowoyak. Mongtanye tokalma kwa ngita kwa mongtuna nyakaina lokurtoy.
With a small irrigation scheme of 20 acres.
Klenda I chenga I wonna kiki tike parenjo kimuka kera kilometer njole tamante den.
Now all these are part of economic infrastructure.
Choni la pai keteke ngala chini kumi ketekai ngala kiletat.
And with the roads, I have warned the Ministry of Works.
Mo la ko mo chan pi chona iyo ngala barabaren.
And the Ministry of Local Government.
Go people search chopa search chini kasi search.
I don't want to hear again of a road, a major road which is impassable.
Mo la ko mo cha channel mo makanye akwa barabara nyome mukanye chitu kuwer.
What are they doing? Why should it be impassable?
Nenyi na iya barabara otineka ke tume mukanye pikpe nyokaram.
It may not be tarmac.
Mukola mele lam barabara noni.
But it must be motorable all the time.
wala gamate kele ka barabara nyomuka imetekane chopa inen la pai paishewa.
Like this road I came on when I came from where I landed.
Lenye noya nyetenye kanguna ngatana kiwanja ndege mpaka yetei.
It is Maram, but I can drive. It is farm.
Mela palam wala tiniko wenan kosuya la kanger wani kikita.
And with Maram, the small stone is there.
Akikita Maram chomuka kwegi westa nyokaram.
But the weakness, there is no drainage.
Wala kamelele nyokosa wan mamiye walai muka kuipa choke ke chal machal yechi wala pewa pa itumapka kunyar barabara.
Minister Lokeris, why is there no drainage in that road there?
Mike te pa Minister Lokeris lombane tmamiye cholu choke ke chal tu kuipa pa atamema kunyar barabara.
It is a deep road with deep banks, sides.
Atoiro sanyi wanale kama su mite no la luatana and cholu choke chalpa.
So when it rains, it's like a swimming pool. The water will stagnate there.
Kupa runya na le totina karapa na maminya olake ke chal kuipa kumoka kuipit maminya ke pa barabara no ninyo karam.
So Minister Lokeris asked those people, are you making a road or a swimming pool? Of infrastructure. Second category of career is social infrastructure. Social infrastructure. Meaning schools and health centers.
Kuparunyani la school tin wala we mewa picho chang go secretaries wala we mewa picho chang.
The chairman told you what was happening.
Kamwa wakwa chairman atakesoma nai le nenyo mikwiwo.
The plan is to have one primary school per parish and one secondary school per sub-county.
Tatut ka china pasad ke ombake la parish lasema gmite no school.
And also to have one health center 3 per sub-county and a health center 4 per constituency and a district hospital.
Kila ambanga la sekretal kumara kila sub-county kitingetonya kila the health center 3 kila nyunyele health center 4 kumite no kenye chonga to denya nakata amba district.
Now there are parishes which don't have primary schools here, they will get. There are parishes which don't have primary schools, government primary schools.
Lewala kakumwaita tai, kakumngala mite no parish tina jama tingja school tin.
Because there are 27 government primary schools when the parishes are 44.
Kitingeti parish tinjole tamanu tangwan gangwan wala mi school tina amba district pa Amudat la paichole tamanta den ngomud ngoden.
The secondary schools are 2.
Kila secondary school tin oden.
But the sub-counties are 11.
Kila sub-county tin e chapa Amudat district tamango akonga.
There is a seed school which is going on.
Mite no seed school chako nuso nyok mikete kai.
They are now going to build 3 seed secondary schools.
Uparunyana la petaka luku school teenage le secondary teka sort and achiko nu sort petaka luku samak.
The beneficiary there is Carita